Okay, there we go. Apologies about that, everyone. Hopefully we weren't down for too much. Quick little hiccup here. It seems like in the internet pipes. Happened to Malik. Luckily, my issue was seemingly quite fleeting compared to his. And we are now live for game number 3.
The battle begins.
Alrighty. Okay. No, luckily, didn't miss much. Couple of wards get set up. We'll catch you up here real quick. Again, apologies about that. There's a lot of rotation wards here for Spider Pigs. Very eager to scout if the Ancient Apparition, or really if anyone, specifically a Nyx Assassin, is going to be looking to go towards the bottom lane, for example, with your standard mid lane ward here. And there goes Davion into the mid lane. This is the first time I've actually seen him with the set.
Oh, I got to see it the other day, and it was very hard to cast. He's so beautiful.
Oh yeah? I always forget
look at him.
You're a big Davion stan,
look,
aren't you?
He's glorious, dude. Oh my goodness, they're gonna win now. I take it back. I think ITB has a better draft. I mean, look at this. Oh my goodness. How can you be this pretty? Like, it makes me angry that I was born to uglier parents and my genes are not as great as this Davion. That's all I'm going to say. You have no answer to that? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I had to communicate here about the little micro cut we had. So I was just taking a look in the mid lane while you were just, honestly, I was going to let you keep going just to see how much farther you were going to take this with Davion.
I'm afraid that it won't become it has to be a plus 18 stream at one point.
Well, I know. I was going to say, were you going to get into like all the books and art you have of him? Like, was that, holy shit, Noob is absolutely owning here, by the way. 8-1. I mean, he was just denying under the tower casually. But AD said he'll be okay. He missed a couple of CS under tower, which was a bad sign here. Yeah, okay. There it is, Noob.
I am very surprised by this, actually. I mean, no matter how good an Invoker you are, you should not be outlasting a DK ever. So that's very impressive by Noob. Really good job, honestly. Especially with a Quas Wex build. I mean, yeah, you went for extra stats, fair enough, but it's still, like, it is usually tough to deal with a DK, especially with a quality play bonus. And even he went for level 1 Breathe Fire, but it didn't seem to matter. So well played by Noob, honestly.
No, I mean, it's a good point,
Noob
right?
Voker is going to be a treat.
Noob Voker, you can't really kick or kill a DK in lane. He's just too tanky, right? And even so, I'm surprised ADZ decides to put the second point into Dragon's Blood. Top lane, first blood, caught it, don't worry. Alec getting cut down, or LeBron, rather, that is, getting cut down by LeBron. Using all of his mobility to his advantage. I'm surprised for the second point of Dragon's Blood, because for me it was just going to be, not only a mediocre anime in Season 1, so I'm surprised it got renewed for now a second point, but also I think the way you want to beat this is you just want to out CS him as the Invoker. You're not really in this for the kill. Just remove his mana, harass if you can, and just look to deny.
First of all, I don't want to be that guy, but anime refers to Japanese animation.
Wow!
So it's not an anime; it's animation. That's it. Okay. First of all, and second of all, it was at least a 7. You gotta pay. Okay, whatever. Tanner is gonna be in trouble. He does have the impale, but not gonna help him too much. And they do get a kill, but he hasn't actually forced the Monkey King barely out of the lane. I don't think it matters, though, how much the Monkey King does to farm in the early lane, as long as he actually manages to punish the Timbersaw, because you can always recover with Magnus. So I don't think it's that concerning if that happens. You actually play a bit more of an aggressive Monkey King this time.
Yeah, I think aggro Monkey, nice deny that, right? He said. I think to the Monkey King point, yeah, LeBron making some good space here. It's 1-for-1, both kills here in the top lane. And, you've got the Empower, right? You don't have to worry about it. There's a D ward that's actually pretty big. To make sure that you can continue stacking or just doing whatever you need to in relative peace. Tanner eventually is going to rotate away and just make your life hell, but for now you can look to mitigate his impact. And second of all, the anime had some pacing issues, I would say. A little bit rushed. A little rushed.
Oh my god. Alright, stop talking. You're just making it worse for yourself. In the middle lane, the Invoker is defeating this anime hero, as he's managed to have a really good start that might lead to some early earn kills. And if he gets the earn charges going, I'm afraid what the DK can do it. Like, you already have a level advantage, which means it's harder for him to punish you with the Dragon Form and pushing your tower. In fact, you might even be able to stay in the lane a bit longer, wait for your supports to have high enough level to actually deal with the DK, and then just rotate them in as you go for the earn kills, right? And then once you get a single earn kill, you're good to go. The only problem is you don't really have good kills when you rotate. Like, Timbersaw is difficult to kill, Wraith King should have reincarnation soon enough, and he'll be difficult to kill too. So it's not going to be easy for you to just get the first kill. Maybe AA.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable. Oh, by the way, going for the sampler build right now on the Monkey King, 1-1-1. I wonder what you do here, and that's not a pun. No pun intended there. I apologize as I missed the kill onto Fishman. But I do wonder what you go for, because like you said, you can go aggro and look to bully Malik out of lane, but I think that's a bit of a trap, because I think you still end up losing this lane as soon as Malik hits level 6, even with like a second point. He does put the second point in the Jingu. Maybe this is for kills onto Tanner then in the meantime. He needs one last one. It's going to actually be LeBron who finds it. LeBron, though, might have to pay the price for that one. Timber Chain in a couple of seconds. No, he's going to be too low HP, or too high HP for Malik to run him down.
I think that he really understands his role in this game, honestly, that he needs to be a bit more aggressive to stop a Timber Saw, doesn't need to get as much fall. I'm really liking how he's playing Como actually on this Monkey. You're right, he is the Monkey King spammer. You can tell, because now you can actually get it going because of all the pressure you put up top. You've allowed LeBron to actually rotate, a rarity for 5.
Wow.
And Ads will now die to the Tornado. They're playing this so well, Spider Pigs, this early game. I actually think all 3 early games, Spider Pigs has been the superior play.
Oh, 100%.
To be fair, ITV has a really good mid game and late game, but the early game by Spider Pigs is actually really, really good.
I agree. I think that's it's a very good thing to recognize. We hit a quick little pause. And, you know, what you said about the Invoker is very true, right? Especially in his matchup versus the DK. Where, you know, if you do want to rotate away from the lane, yeah, sure, feel free to do that. I'll take your tower, right? But Noob, you go Quasux Invoker. I want to get my urn. I want to get my charges, so I have to rotate. No. See, that's when all these things that you're mentioning about Monkey King being a little bit more self-sufficient with that second point in Jingu, etc., as well as, of course, just having a Magnus who's going to be a bit too tanky for a Wraith King. This allows your supports to rotate over to the mid lane, right around the 6-minute mark, getting the kill here for Noob, and gives him his first 2 charges of the urn. Life becomes a little bit more difficult now for our DK.
Like, giving your 5 the liberty to rotate is such a huge deal, right? So I do agree that it's just been really, really easy, or really well played by Spider Pigs, and they also acknowledge their strength in DK, as you just mentioned, which is now in a bit of a pickle, right? Like, Ads just wants to push this tower. If he was an off-lane DK, they'd eventually leave him alone because he's not that valuable, so if you put too much pressure, you're just creating space by existing as DK. But as a mid DK, they're happy to bully you until you cry.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, he's gonna fight back, though. The Brits always do, and they go for the Invoker first. Can they kill him, Noob? Yes, he will die to the cold feet. Look at that. Tanner came in, and the power of England shows again.
The power of it. I was going to say, see, that's the thing. It's like Envy, you know. Slyrak is, or I guess this is Slyrak, but Davion's like, he's like Envy, where if you kill him on his first life, you know, like they did in episode 1 of the anime, he comes back and he's even stronger. See, that's the mistake.
To be fair, the patron saint of England is Saint George, you know, killed the dragon.
Is that so? Listen, dude, now you're bringing in the real facts.
And the national animal of Scotland, which is also part of the UK, even if it's not England, is the unicorn. So they're the kings of the mythical beasts.
I like it.
That's actually my favorite national animal.
Okay, hold on. Hold that thought, because we've got potentially a kill down bottom. We don't have a point in reincarnation. Low Pleb trying to TP away. He's actually going to manage to stick it. Nicely done.
You want some? Oh my goodness. Dropping that as he's about to leave. That is good. And Malik, I don't know if he's in trouble. Maybe Tanner's an easier kill. The Impale misses LeBron. LeBron's still looking for a kill here. Malik, they do have the bushwhack. Coma is actually a bit in trouble. Gets the healing, but doesn't have actually the damage. Too much armor on Malik here. So Coma's just gonna back off.
Yep. As ADZ in the mid lane, gets all the mana burn. Yeah, might as well use all the spells in spite at Invoker. Oh, you're gonna burn my mana? Well, not if I use my spells first. As you thumb your nose at him. There's a third hero top lane now, by the way. Fishman's going to rotate through. They're going to try and cut down the Monkey King from his perch, but will be unable to do so. Another failed gank top. This is going to trigger a rotation from Noob, however. We got to be careful. Elder Dragon form ready in 10 seconds, even if he doesn't have the mana currently to cast it. In fact, he doesn't have the mana to cast it. Oh, he does. 50 mana for Elder Dragon form, huh? Cheap ability.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not a very expensive ability to use. You do want the Dragon Tail once you have it, though, which is, I mean, it's still not very expensive. It's really just Breathe Fire. But as DK, since you have so little mana, at some point it just sucks.
Speaking of mythical beasts, as you brought up the unicorn of Scotland, another mythical beast here, the Monkey King, of course, is Coma's most played hero in professional Dota 2. 33 matches. This is 34th as we watch him now potentially take a death. Still in the chakram, is going to get a stun. That's going to allow him to walk away, even utilizing the little invulnerability frames there coming through. In the meantime, Fishman is going to be cut down. Mischief. I don't know if that quite saved his life, but I think for sure it didn't hurt. Didn't hurt.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well done, honestly. Well done, Coma. I'm pretty... I find that the Monkey King is often given a really bad rap in this meta, I think justifiably so, but if there's a hero that can make your hero work, it really is the Magnus. And I feel like this is also a really good game for Monkey King, to be honest. You don't really have any tools against him except for the AA. And that's... You either hit the Ice Blast or Monkey King's gonna just snowball out of control in the fights.
Top lane has had a lot of contention here. I mean, it's not stopping anytime soon, clearly. We need one more for Jingu. Oh, great control on Takala, though. Beautifully done. We didn't even need Ice Blast.
And Malik is coming back. Swapped to net worth for a second, or not for a second, forever. As I want to see Malik actually has recovered decently in terms of net worth. I mean, his lane was awful, but he's working. Oh, what an Ice Blast there by Fishman as well, who might die to the Invoker. Yep, nope, does get a tornado off, but still. ITB is recovering this mid-game really nicely, and Ads actually got the farm back because by putting all this pressure up top, they forced Noob to rotate and they left Ads alone, which allowed him to come back in, and now he can actually do the tower push he was looking for this whole time with his Dragon form. He's already starting to do that. And they now don't have the resources to actually rotate and kill Ads. ITB is doing this well. They responded very well to Spider Pig's early aggression, and they started to stabilize and attempt to do it as the mid-game begins. I
think we're harping on the right things here. I think just a quick little stat is it's about to pop off bottom. It's all been about top lane so far. The heroes, specifically the cores, what kind of a start they're off to, right? That's going to determine the rest of the game.
Well, top in the relation to mid, right? I think that's the two core things. Top in its relation to mid.
Exactly. But because of top, like top is going to be the lane that is going to be ganked, or the gankers are going to come from, right? Especially the supports, etc., etc. We already have 6 observer wards between the 2 supports that were top lane between the 2, or 6 observers dewarded between the 2 supports. Lots of pressure here as there goes LeBron. The only thing that will stop you from channeling the sharpshooter is death, as Fishman will deliver that. And he's not going to be shattered by the crossbow bolt in return. Tower for tower then. That's going to be the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best solution Spider Pigs can come up with. I do find that if you continue to fight these fights against Timbersaw, you're just giving him a bigger chance to recover, whereas trying to avoid him now, acknowledging he's hit his peak, it's probably the best solution from Spider Pigs. Now you can, if ITB can take this tower, you can invade the enemy jungle without completely losing yours, and that's a huge advantage for the next, like, 5-6 minutes, and a great way to take away the resources from the Monkey King on the map, who needs space because he has, of course, the Empower.
Tornado EMP, Shockwave to pull him back in, burning the mana. 2 bottle sips still ready to go, as they're going to hit him with it, or try and hit him with a sharpshooter. Dragon will be connected on. It looks like they broke him so hard he turned into a man. That was just lucky timing, of course. That was just lucky timing.
That's like a true anime, right? That's actually similar to what happens. You put the right spike in him and he turns into a man.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's what I mean. You got these dragon-tipped arrows or whatever the heck they use in the anime. Whatever Ex Machina. Speaking of whatever they use in the anime, I don't remember this. Hand of Midas for Davian. It's going to be the choice.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense because I feel like the DK doesn't really fit in this draft if you don't really have him as a core, right? Like a true, somewhat win condition.
Yeah, we want Ags on him.
So Myers is going to be able to
Blink.
boost you up.
Not just Blink BKB. We want an Ags.
No, but not even just Ags, dude. I want like damage on him as well eventually. Like I want AC at some point, or Mjolnir, or well, MKB, whatever it is you choose, right? Some sort of damaging item. That's up to the DK's choice.
Okay, so what just...
That's misspelled, by the way. You what, mate? The what? It's clearly WOT. Come on, come on.
What just happened there is Coma was farming Ancients, Nyx interrupted him. Ice Blast wasn't in time, and the Ancients actually got the last hit. Tacoma, that'll explain that. Apologies.
Okay. Now this is a big deal because this tower actually means a lot, and I'll explain in a second because there's a fight. Fishman, EMP, you hit him with the EMP. Fishman surviving for now. Oh, the block! Get down, Queen, I guess in this case. Yep. Or get down, Prime Minister, says Tanner, with a spike carpus.
What do you mean that England doesn't have a queen?
No, yes it does, but you know, Prime Minister is more appropriate in the context.
Okay.
But what I was gonna mention about this tower that's very important is Timbersaw is a hero that already enlarges your map more than he should because he can stand and actually dive towers before you're even allowed to, and it can make you feel like you have less space than you already have. If you already win the Space Wars by having a pusher like DK, now you're actually really closing in the map for Spider Pigs. And the only option they have, which is the right one by the way, is going for the smoke, trying to fan pickoffs, and that way increase their map control so they actually can get the resources and take advantage of the empower.
This Space Wars is going to be pretty tight though. They have to find their opening. It's a small opening. They've got to sneak through with all the towers up. They got to basically get through a 1.5 foot gap built into the center of the plans here for ITB. But ITB recognizes this. They're not going for this plot armor hole again. They're going to actually smoke up Tanner, giving them vision. Noob in trouble. Great tornado. Ice Blast, though, potentially set up for onto 3. It'll only connect there onto Funnick and Dino. Without any vision, they will not go further up the high ground.
You know what I like about both these teams is that I do feel like there's been, I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like there's been improvement from both of them throughout the series in general. Like, the first game was just okay for both. The second game, both showed like a pretty high level of Dota. I think ITB increased much more, but Spider-Pig's still up there. And this third game, I'm seeing like what the pinnacle of a series should be, right? Them evolving as a team over the series. I'm quite impressed with both of them. And I don't think they were bad before this, by the way.
I'm digesting that for a second.
You don't agree?
Okay. I would, if anything, I would say Spider Pig is kind of. They started stronger
in the second
and
game?
then there was a bit of a dip.
Right.
Nothing huge. I don't think that dip was the reason they lost. I think it was more of the rise. You know, ITB stepped up to them in that second
draft.
game, right? As here they go. There's
look at this.
blank reveal. And that's going to be a kill. Tanner ready to counter shit. RP going to stun him up actually a bit longer. Buyback though. They want to get into this fight immediately. Ice Blast is going to be into the river. Will it find anyone? Yes, but only Dino. Great tornado here is going to stop him from counter initiating, and that's going to be a buyback for what, mate? I don't know. It just didn't feel like Spider Pigs. Something about that game too. I can't quite put my thumb on it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay. But I think now they've stepped back up again to at least where they were in game one. And we're gonna have to see where they take it from here because we're still pretty early in the second one. But I agree. ITB making really great moves. Really want to commend our Nyx assassin Tanner from high school. He's been killing it, rotating especially into the jungle. He gets the kill, not the kill credit technically, and it's just a quote-unquote deny on Monkey King because the Ancients kill him. But you stop him from farming comfortably, and you actually got a kill into the courier, which was Invokers, and that actually delayed the vessel from coming through for a couple of minutes. So we just had an empty vessel, which is not the buy and advise item, but instead an empty urn, not really doing much for Noob. So that did delay his early activation, and we've seen Invokers who struggle to really make use of the first item urn before they have the Midas up. They do not really do well in the late game. Bottom?
They're going to go for a kill bottom, though. That's going to be a huge kill, actually, on Malik. Stopping the space creator from the enemy team. Malik has been on point both games where they had initiators. The Timbersaw doesn't really fulfill the same role. I mean, he is an initiator, but in a very different way. He puts his body in the middle. And I feel like Spider Pig's... Well, we'll see if he's able to fulfill this role as well as he was with the Axe or the Magnus, which were both very impressive games. Funnick has been playing a pretty solid Magnus for now. Did you know, by the way, that Tanner... Oh, Tanner actually could be in trouble. No, I didn't see him. The reason why Tanner's actually so good on Nyx, in high school, of course, which he, Tanner from high school, he won the superlative for most Kafkaesque student. So he's actually a god of Nyx assassin. From an early age, he was always very solid in this hero. Very happy to see him playing it now.
Well, I think it's a great hero for him as well. Great hero this game. Lots of things to combo break. He's even actually, this is a bit surprising to me, but since you've spoken so highly.
Against Invoker, dude.
Sorry?
You always do this. If you have an Invoker and you are confident in your Nyx skills, you go for the Mana Burn. Invoker is the second highest int gain in the game after Pug.
Oh yeah, no,
you go for the Mana Burn.
I see the reason. I'm still a little bit doubtful of it. I think Carapace is just too strong of a tool. I mean, even a second point in Carapace, it doubles the stun duration, right?
Yeah.
I mean, forget about everything else. I don't know. I think you go for maybe 2 points, maybe even a third value point of the Mana Burn, but I don't know. That last 4.5 to 5 times to me doesn't really speak as much or give as much kill threat to, as perhaps that second point instead into the Carapace. But hey,
it's not the 4 times. It's the cooldown reduction while you max.
Okay.
It goes down to 5 seconds. It originally starts like that's the biggest thing. being able to spam mana burn here. In fact, look at this. They're gonna go for a potential kill. It's a combination of things, right? It's the Invoker, it's the fact that honestly, if you spike Garpus here, since most of the area damage are stuns, like RP or the Boundless Strike, you're most likely going to die regardless, right? And that stun is not going to be that useful. And then on top of that, the last thing is, of course, the Ice Blast. Like, you actually have kill potential with a mana burn against heroes like Invoker. It's not an impossible kill. I actually like this build a fair amount. I think more Nixes should experiment getting points in mana burn, because it's looking good.
Alright, well, we'll see here. We'll see how we can make it work. And he's going to need to put it to work now in the Roche Pit, as Spider Pigs, with the double empower here, are going to get to work. Ice Blast, though, is going to do a great job to interrupt it. That'll force Funnick away. And when it wasted no time to use the Skewer. Plant a tree, just for some vision on the way back out. See if ITB are going to look any further as far as looking for fights and kills. Man, Ice Blast in a Roche Pit. 20 seconds, it's ready to go again. Not much Spider Pigs can do about that. It's going to be a rotation back top, though. So I do see, once again, this Nyx Assassin continuing to push. Just a big old thorn in their side. He's been basically the entire game. Good farm on Tanner as well. Going straight into the Blink Dagger, so it's not going to be this Aghanim Scepter rush that we see on a couple of other Nyx Assassins every now and then.
Yeah, who's actually rushing the Ags? Is it the Grimstroke, it seems like. It's interesting at the end. I mean, Ags on Wraith King is pretty solid, because you do copy that crit, right? Yep. So, especially, are you seeing him go Radiance?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is the play then. That's the right build.
Yep. And since you are a Grimstroke 4, you're much more allowed to do this, and it's not that big a deal. You go for Aether Lens first anyway, so you can have some more utility. I like this. I think it's a good idea for Spider Pigs. And the Monkey King still hasn't fallen off, so for now it's looking pretty solid for Spider Pigs. But we should be getting close to ITB's power spike here with the DK.
Well, I see where this Monkey King is heading, but don't quite have the same amount of catch as they did last game with the Clockwork. They're just going to have to let him go for now, as the Skeletons are just going to absolutely get bodied by Roche. But in goes the Skeleton King now himself. More revenge for his fallen allies.
No Pleb wasn't even considering Roche, but he sees the skeleton die, he's like, whatever. I have to avenge them now. Like, I can't leave my subjects die.
Well, what I'd like to see, if I were to for that, what I'd like to see is the opposite. I want to see Roche's perspective. He just bodies 4 skeletons, and then a big guy walks in, and you're like, oh my god, what have I done?
That's like when you're like a low level in an RPG, and you mistakenly go to do high zone, and you exit the big boss. And oh, the RP! They're gonna save the Roshan for now.
On deck.
Roshan's actually taken by Spider Pigs. A snatch of the Aegis for low pleb. That Soulblind though did bother them, and it's gonna be Azantique dying first, but they blow out the Wraith King. Low pleb could be in trouble. They missed the Bushwhack though. They have no more setup, and they also lost the Magnus, so they're gonna have to let him go. A good initiation by Spider Pigs, but they had nothing to continue it. I would say it's not that bad, as you got the gold from the Roshan, and Aegis is not that big a deal, especially if Wraith King took it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you're too sad about that.
No, you're right. You're right. Aegis or Wraith King took it, and obviously he's gonna have that as resurrection, is reincarnation. It is always going to proc first if you have an Aegis. That's just the rules. So we got a little bit of lag. So yeah, 4.5 minutes. They were probably looking to give that, I don't know, to Timber, because DK, it's like, if DK's got, I mean, he's got Blink now on DK, so maybe there's good reason for him to have it, as he is the only casualty, of this fight. Just could not escape the Wukong's command there. Great initiation. I really like how Funnick just goes in. He doesn't doubt it, right? He just makes the move. He goes in, and he's rewarded for it. He finds 2 with the initial RP stun duration. It's just unfortunately, even with now 5-6 points into the Exort at 14, so Noob, as compared to the Invoker that we've seen earlier today, has decided to step into Exort points earlier. It is actually going now for the Cataclysm, so really going for it. I guess with an RP that makes a lot of sense. He just didn't really have the damage they needed to clean up the rest. Good kill though, as you do at least proc Reincarnation. Level 2, still on cooldown for a while. But Lil Pleb, eventually with this Blink Dagger, I think this Aegis will eventually embolden him to be a little bit more aggressive now and lead the team into battle.
Yeah. I mean, just because of the timing as well, right? The good control that you have as well. Like, you have some decent warding when you're triangle and actually over the enemy jungle. Spider Pig is trying to fight this somewhat with some more defensive wards because they don't want to lose the direct jungle this early because it's the better jungle by far. They don't need to trade. You can see they have no wards in the raiding jungle because they literally do not care about this area. So Spider Pig's trying to avoid fights best they can, trying to play this defensively while the Aegis expires, and not trying to face the Timbersaw DK and Wraith King Power Spike with these items, honestly. Very, very scary.
And for now, they're looking to try and force the issue Malik as well with this Kaya and Sanj is so tanky. He's hard to kill. Right now, everyone really on ITB is hard to kill. Oh my goodness, Coma. Yep, they're gonna hit him with the stun, chop him down another 4 seconds, and going and add another 52 to that. ADZ there, Slyrock chasing after, trying to find Funnick, but he's already onto the other side into his triangle. Huge pickoff there. I'm not really sure what Coma was doing there, like doing in this specific spot, to be honest, especially because he just got Ayaskati.
Yeah, that was odd. Especially alone, right? If his team was behind him, you'd be like,
sure,
okay, maybe trying to
you bait them, and then you RP on the back of this. You beat their butts with Ayaskati on your Wukong. You know, like, yeah, for sure, right? But he was so far back. Like, Funnick maybe was in Blink and Skewer range, but even then, he was the only one.
Yeah, I agree. That was not ideal here. And that puts Spider Pigs quite far behind the Wraith King now, which actually is going to beat the Monkey King for the next couple of minutes. I think the Radiance build's also the best way to deal with the Monkey King's armor as you get some more mixed damage. I still think that this goes late enough. You actually have a favorable matchup, but the DK is coming up, creeping slowly, and it's going to be difficult for the Monkey King to deal with the DK. You're really good because you fight. You can just literally fight out of the ring. And Monkey King can't really chase after you, and you can proceed to hit him from afar as a DK with the axe. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Monkey King to win, and I don't think the Invoker is good enough for that. It has to be, like, honestly, Magnus, who puts him back in the circle or something.
That's doable. I think that's what we're fighting around, though, right? We're going to fight around, I think, a Soulbind with Ags. That's going to make it really awkward to play against, because then, of course, you're going to have a Wraith King +1. Maybe you're just a Wraith King, honestly, with the Dark Portrait. That's going to be kicking your butt and giving a Radiance Aura to your team. And then you're going to have an RP, a Cataclysm, all inside of Wukong's command. It's a little wombo combo-y, but we also have like a couple of casual things we can just throw to set this up, right? Like a Bushwhack stun, for example, is going to give you just enough time for a Cataclysm.
No, I agree. What else? You have the, I mean, even the Boundless Strike is enough for a Cataclysm, right? Or even the RP, right? So you have.
Is it 1.7 seconds, I believe? Especially if we don't have any Force Staffs.
For the Cataclysm?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Boundless Strike is like 2 seconds. Oh,
Tanner!
What a nice impale. They even actually stopped Coma. Tanner! He actually just leaves. There's the Ice Blast, though. RP, okay, they could be in a pickle. They might lose the DK. Yeah, they will. But in exchange, you might be able to finish off Funnick, and Malik will do exactly that. He didn't quite kill the Monkey King, which was your main objective there, in exchange for losing the DK. Still, Tanner. My goodness.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
My goodness, Tanner.
That was incredible. Yeah, I mean, hey, getting through that long duration BKB though is definitely worth something on our DK, especially killing him through it. That's not too fun here for Davian. As there's Aegis for killing for little blood, that's fine. That's what he's got reincarnation for anyway. As he's now going to show mid lane. Going next into the AC, so he is ready to party already here, especially with this Armlet Blink Dagger build. If he can get on top of you, he is going to be packing quite the punch. Alma once again just looking to split push these waves. Going into the BKB next. It still presents some issues for him, because even if you're BKB'd and on top of a tree, if it gets cut down, you will be stunned. And of course, with a Timber Saw, that's not, you know, something that is impossible to happen. There's a real non-zero chance that occurs at some stage. It's a little pleb. He recognizes there's an imposter tree among us. Correctly identifies it, but he's going to vent away in time. BKB nearly finished, though, at least. BKB cannot.
I feel like Spider Pigs has been. Feels like Spider Pigs have been really passive. Yeah, this BKB is gonna. I agree. It's gonna be what's gonna turn the tables, hopefully, for them, and being able to fight with this.
Bouncy.
At least the Invoker has kept up thanks to his Midas, so they're not like losing the net worth fight either. But you're gonna have to face a really scary Wraith King soon enough. I also feel like Magnus can't have the same impact as the Timber Saw this game because he's more of an empowered. Like he's just following the Monkey King around, empowering him. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, it kind of is.
So it's up to your Grimstroke to be the tertiary core. And by that I mean stealing Wraith King and using him as a tertiary core.
That's fair. That's fair, right? If I can't have a core, I'll copy yours. You know, hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just make it a little bit different, and then it's an exact perfect replica that's faster.
With a BKB. right?
Passive BKB.
Like, that's the
yeah.
that's the different you want. Yeah, yeah.
Can we get rid of that illusion? Let's talk about that, right? Not really, right? We don't really do well
No.
versus illusions on the side of ITB.
No, that illusion is guts. Like, what do you do? You know, Radiant's already annoying to begin with. The Radiant can kind of deal damage to it, right? It's not like it's invulnerable, but you have no catch for it, really. Timbersaw does nothing against it. Maybe DK. DK can sort of slow it, so actually, yeah, might not be that difficult.
Well, and DK can breathe fire on it. That's just going to make the crit a lot.
No, because it's magic immune.
Oh, you're right.
So.
What an ag.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do anything like that, but the hit from the dragon will hurt, or will be able to slow it down. And you can hopefully hit it with that. Yeah, like it's not looking like an incredible illusion, but it is looking pretty strong. I think he already has the axe.
He does.
By the way,
Yep.
DNC.
It's fetched now.
You know the ideal situation would be you soulbind DK and the Wraith King, and you spawn both as illusions. If you get that, which is actually not that difficult to do considering the positioning this game. Oof.
Yeah, especially if Slyrak is on the field, right? Because you will get that Elder Dragon form.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's exactly. Obviously, if you get the DK on his better form, who cares? He's pretty. That's it.
Okay.
But you want the dragon.
Oh, bit of miscommunication.
Skewer. Oh, he caught two. Tanner.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, no, that was the counter initiation. They use a soulbind here, setting up with the
Great
Wukong's
RP.
command. RP also used. They're on the circle. They're trying to go in and hopefully kill the Wraith King. That's a single time. The Chakram is actually slowing down Koma. They Duke spawn the illusion from the Wraith King. That's gonna be the Dark Portrait, but Koma's dying in the backlands. In comes Slyrak, hoping to kill him, and it's not strong enough. And Koma,
About the illusion.
Koma is just beating down the whole team. Oh my goodness. But Koma, however, now he's in trouble. He's been stunned, he's been stopped, and he's been killed. They will finally lose the incredible Monkey King. The 2 lives from the Wraith King are a bit too much to deal with. I feel like the sacrifice there of Malik was a necessity just to protect the Wraith King so he could leave there.
Dude, I don't know. I think that was more of the illusion from the Wraith King illusion, because they alacrated the illusion and they empowered it. Hold on.
Oh, that seems pretty appropriate. That seems pretty appropriate,
Let me just double check.
I believe you.
I don't think anyone... Okay, so the DK did mostly die to the Wukong's command. Okay, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. No one who was doing damage to died anyway. But my goodness, it was so annoying for Little Pleb to take care of. He had to. It was so awkward. The way that they killed the Monkey King, as you'll recall, because it just happened on our screens, was Little Pleb blinked up to the Monkey King in his face for the minimum duration or the minimum travel time on the Wraithfire Blast to stun him, and then he turns around and hits the illusion. He's like, I just have to get rid of this thing. Luckily, it wasn't too big of a deal because they had a superfluous amount of damage for him anyway, so the crit wasn't necessary. But you know, who knows? Maybe in a different world, that's what allows Monkey King to live.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell because those stuns after, like, once he loses the BKB, it's so difficult. You have no save for him, right? So you have something that needs to help him out. That Inkswell idea.
No,
is crazy.
Phonic.
Oh my goodness, Phonic. It's like he just slipped in there by accident. There's a soulbind yet again. Again, the objective's going for Lil Pleb first, but it's so difficult to murder this Wraith King. That's just gonna be one time. You do get Ad's Antique though in the process. Fishman as well. In comes Malik once again to give some space for Lil Pleb as he deals with the illusions. Malik is trying to do his best and he will actually survive thanks to his BKB. But it's this illusion that is doing the main work. The Dark Portrait winning the game for Spider Pigzs.
A bit of a haphazard engagement there by Malik. Luckily, he doesn't die at least. He was BKB'd. He's got a BKB on Timbersaw, but of course, Jingu's going to go right through that. So he ends up giving Jingu to Koma, who just immediately lifesteals pretty much everything off him as Little Pleb is going to absolutely destroy that Forged Spirit. No, you know, only one Forged Spirit remaining.
Yep.
Still a 5v3 though.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. If Magnus does not have these team fights, honestly, the better they execute these team fights, the easier it's going to be for Spider. This Dark Fortress.
Tanner, did he get the cheese?
The Wraith King can't kill him.
No.
Nope.
He tried.
That's going to be a dead tap.
He tried.
He tried.
Oh, good blink. Pleb.
Oh my god. No one tries to upset the Monkey King and lives. It is what happens when your country only has cheddar, really. It's just so difficult. You don't know how to get the cheese.
Radiant's
What a cheesy line that one is. Wow.
Don't be so sour.
Alright.
Alright. Spider Pigzs need to be able to take some nice initiations, and I think ITB needs to find a solution for this illusion. I think that solution is ads. I feel like there's the little like WWE thing that they're going where they tap out and let someone go in and die to Monkey King instead. It's not the best solution. Run out of the circle, hopefully kill the illusion first by repositioning yourselves. You have good counter initiation with Timbersaw. Maybe let Timbersaw be the one that tanks the Monkey King damage and
Radiant's
dies
middle
for it.
tower has fallen.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. I don't know. I feel like now Timber is in a bit of an awkward space in this game where I'm not really sure what role he serves anymore because Monkey King can kill him. Even, I think, with this casual plate mail, he's going to be minced to meat, and Lotus is not going to save you from him. So I think, to me, it's a bit difficult. I think now maybe Timber's focus should be on to just annoying the Invoker, who I don't believe has a defensive item yet. Yeah, he's going for BKB now, but he actually went for Refresher before a single defensive item. So I feel like that just puts a big target on his back. You know, if you ever... Oh, hold that thought, Lil Pleb. He is pretty alone here. Woo, that was a bit spooky. But if you could just, you know, basically what they need to do for Funnick, oh, hold on. Okay, now they're going to try for a little flip. He's got a second life. He BKBs, but they actually force-staff him away. BKB on the first life, so that's going to give a nice opening to Spider Pigs on top of the Aegis and Cheese they're currently holding. But basically, you just have to tell Timbersaw, hey, run at Noob, pretend he's a tree. There's going to be Kata #1. It's not going to do much, though, as Malik, stun duration not long enough. RP, though, finds the two big ones, and look at Dinos' illusion. The sharpshooter finishes him off the first life. He doesn't have BKB for the second. Needs to force up to the high ground. Will get it, courtesy of Fishman. The stun, though, finds Fishman, and the Wukong soldiers will collect his life. Okoma still ends up getting 2 kills, and one real big one, at least, onto the Timbersaw.
Radiant's middle
Good
tower
kill.
is under attack.
This is gonna boost up Spider Pigs even further in a position where ITV needs to find their contingency plan, whatever it is. I thought it was gonna be Adz and Deep being able to farm enough and just becoming a secondary core, but it's just not coming fast enough. That Midas did not pay off as much as the Invoker did, and we're seeing Noob having much more impact, especially because of the steroids, making the Monkey King matchup so much stronger than Noob Plus.
Yeah, this Monkey King is really terrifying, especially with a Basher. All right, just avoid him going in. They try to actually not only get the illusion, but to go a bit more further. Tanner, though, okay, great stun. Picks up the first life, and now has to fight, though, versus the real final boss with this Wraith King illusion. They have managed to get rid of it, though. Refresher, okay. Oh, the Katas, they don't do a thing. It's a little bit late. That was a double Cataclysm. Oh, no, there was just Nyx Assassin right next to him. Oh, man. That was a bit unfortunate because it felt like we were really close to Cataclysm just coming off cooldown again. But Refresher is not going to be able to find a kill. So far, the Refresher Cataclysm has not been working out for Spider Pigs, but good fights nonetheless. Unable to breach up towards the high ground, though, into the breach.
Now they're controlling the triangle over and Spider Pigs, making it difficult for Into the Breach to honestly make any plays, because from the triangle you push up, you push out the top and middle lanes, you make it difficult for ITV to actually go and engage you, and try to flank you, which, not a bad idea, I think is the best solution you have, but as Spider Pigs even wisened up to this, it's actually gonna stop the flank, or maybe not, because DMZ shouldn't be the first person, actually he got the double illusion. He's useful enough, and he's not the Dark Horde to be useful here. The Monkey King, however, he's been frozen solid. They have no save for him, and he's going to die. Quoma will lose his life. Tanner, as a result, honestly, completely worth it for ITB. The flank worked. Maybe Spider Pigs, they faltered from the triangle a bit too early, and they got caught where they didn't want to be caught.
Yep. They got caught in a bit of a bad position for them. We didn't really have too many Invoker spells to work with. We don't have Cataclysm. If there's one thing at least the Kata will do, is it's going to create havoc in the enemy comms, right? You can guarantee that. Oh my god, the Cat is here. Someone force-staffed me. I'm stunned. You know, like, it's gonna immediately reprioritize a lot of things that might kind of throw a wrench in the works here for the normal team fight order of operations. My goodness, you know, it's just, hello, it's me and my new best friend, Wraith King.
My Wraith King's better than yours. Mine's magic immune. He's faster.
He's also fast. Yeah, here he goes. He's gonna cut the wave. What do you? Yeah, you want to Whirling Death up? Oh yeah, go out and right click him. See how that works out for you, Malik. See you later.
Is that the Wraith King haste animation or the I'm dying animation? Where I think he's at the I'm dying.
That is the I'm hurt animation. That's the one.
Yeah. The classic Catcher in the Rye animation, right? Where you pretend to be your gut spilling out. That's an obscure American reference.
It is. Unfortunately, not one that I know off the top of my head. We were about to have double Kata. ADZ, maybe in a bad spot, especially if LeBron can close the gap here. Chari planted. Couldn't get the BKB off. This time, he's not going anywhere. Meatball, as spicy as it is not going to do much against him. Oh, RP whiff!
Oh, what?
Oh, no!
No!
ADZ just going to TP away. Funnick, he overshot it. And the tip! They're just going to get the Nyx Assassin out from this.
Oh, I love that ads didn't have time to tip because he was too concentrated in running away, but oh, the RP. That must feel bad for Funnick. Actually, knowing Funnick, that probably doesn't bother him. Like, most players will get tilted by this, but Funnick's just like, ah, guys, I missed my RP. That sucks. That was a miss. I really overshot that. The guy has insane mental fortitude. At the same time as he seems like he doesn't, but he does really. When he gels with the team, it's really good. And I feel like this game, it's not gonna push him back too much. Especially because he's playing 4, really, at this point, and DNZ has taken over the 3 role.
He is, yeah, he is. Oh, I wanted to look at... Okay, so we still have neutral items to find for Spider Pigs. I'm thinking we've got 2 more. There's a Flicker and stashed casually right now for Spider Pigs, by the way. No one's picked it up. But if they can find this Trickster's Cloak and give it to Dino, I think, like, he's all of a sudden a bit of a monster. Of course, not him directly. It's really the Wraith King that's the problem. We'll see, though.
I mean, yeah, it's the right thing that he's copying, of
Spell
course.
Prism.
I feel like... Oh, Spell Prism is awesome, actually. You might have just given it to... No, it's too bad not to give it to Noob, right? Like, you don't want to get more Dark Fortress.
Oh, okay, it's Ninja Gear.
What does he have? What does DNZ have, actually?
He's holding on to the Illusion Escape right now. Sorry, I said Trickster's Cloak.
DNZ,
I meant DNZ, sorry. Dino, where are you? He's holding on right now. Okay, so he's going to be the one with Flicker then.
Yeah, he's trying to go for more survivability, I guess, in general, right? Just get your Dark Portrait off. It's not about getting more Dark Portraits or anything, just getting one off and surviving. I think that's fair way to approach this game.
Someone picking up the shard from second Roche.
Radiant's
Not
bottom
going to be able to jump in and out of trees
What a strong shot.
relatively quickly.
Yeah, very, very good for the late game, because when you want to start cutting lanes, if you need to, right? If it ever becomes your contingency plan, you gotta cut lanes, this is the best shard to do it. But Ads finally has his Ags. This might change things considerably for ITB. If Ads keeps his positioning appropriate, I feel like he can actually really kite the Monkey King here and be the strong second core he hyped up so much in this game.
Yep. Ads ag tick. Ads ags tick, maybe. A little bit here, as he's got that one all ready to go.
I see. Pun.
Yeah. It was a really, really just super forced pun. Don't worry about it too much. We've got vision here, though. ITB, no vision in their own triangle. They're probably going to know there's plenty of enemies here with the way that Coma just boldly cuts the wave. Making sure that, I think their creeps top are winning, so they don't have to worry about top lane too much, at least. But mid lane here, ITB could potentially get collapsed on.
I mean, these smokes are a little bit obvious when your lanes are that pushed, though. I don't think that, like, you should be prepared for the smoke, to be honest. There's gonna be an initiation by Ads and Deke. Sorry, I almost confused the 2 British guys. The BKB is gonna save him, and he's gonna. Oh, he's so majestic, isn't he?
It really is. My goodness,
Look,
it's
It actually is majestic, man.
looks really nice. It does look real nice, but
now are you with me with this whole anime love train?
no, I thought it was for Davion. What the heck? We're in the Slyrock now?
Sorry, yes. Well, whatever Davion is and will ever be, right? It was the same thing.
Okay. Sure thing. Overwhelming Blink now finished up for our Wraith King. Good Blink Dagger Canceller.
Okay.
Bit of AoE damage as well as ADZ up to the high ground just to check for wards. Goma, he gets the ink swap up. He's like, yeah, right, I'm not going in there. Are you kidding me? No way. Right now, just a standoff between the two teams. There they go, kicking it off. Cataclysm number 1, number 2. Now the RP doesn't catch anyone. Funnick, this time around, not as lucky. No one inside the Wukong's command. The Squirrel's the only one to go. At least we get now the Dark Portrait made. It's going to be trying to run down ADZ, who's no longer in Elder Dragon form. A stun, another Cataclysm. Is not still enough damage. Everyone's too tanky, and now Noob's in a lot of trouble. Stunned up, the Impale, and sent back to the fountain. So the rest of the Spider Pigs
I feel like
just scatter.
I find that ITB is making the right plays, but in many cases these plays are relatively obvious. It almost seems to be like Spider Pigs should know this, and they do, but they aren't prepared, right? Like they don't position themselves in a way. There's happened this in the play in the triangle both times. 10, you crazy Maverick. Oh no, there's no way he kills Funnick. In fact, 10 is dead. Oh, he not? Tanner? Like Garpist?
No, he was silenced. Yeah.
Oh, but Funnick dies as the Ice Blade snipes him! And that's... Malik thought that was the go call. Apparently not. But I feel like Spider Pigzs is losing the plot a bit. Like, these both RPs whiffed, obviously not great, but this happens because they're just not positioned well. They keep getting surrounded, and they're constantly in like a okay high ground, but not the high ground you'd expect in a triangle or a place where they're like ready for the fight. They just seem to be caught with their pants down constantly. And considering how pushed your lanes are and how much information you have of the map overall, and how they're clearly prepared for some sort of smoke, and the enemy team is out of the map for a while, I'm surprised this is how they're approaching the fights.
I think this is... I'd agree with you, Avo, but I think, as you called earlier, their initiation's just really awkward, isn't it? Their initiation just feels weird.
It is. They have no frontliner, so Magnus kind of has to be that role, right? Oh, LeBron, he's going to die here. The Ice Blast. So, oh, maybe if they catch Koma, though, this is much better. That Bash is not going to do enough against Malik. Koma needs to run away. The Inkswell helping him out ever so slightly. Active the BKB, so he can't be stopped. They even catch Tanner with a tornado.
Can jump on one.
Ghost Walk used, so they don't lose the Invoker here either. Oh, never mind. They actually had vision of him. The Soulbind used.
Big ring.
Just for ads. They get his illusion. And with a big ring, they're going to do Jack Lee Squad.
Yeah, nothing really done here. That is a beautiful inky black dragon, though. That, of course, is completely magic immune. Fishman bought back for this. That's why I focused instead on the kill onto the Hoodwink, because she bought back earlier in the game. And guess what? Roshan number 3 is up. Drumroll, please. It's a Refresher Shard. No free Aghanim Scepter. But ITB... Everyone is just so darn tanky here, Avo. How do we get through these guys? Okay, well, that's a good start. Fishman's going to be left behind, but Koma is nearly finished off already. He's hit with the Ice Blast debuff, so they're just doing a little bit of damage, and there he goes, shattered and exploded to a million pieces. He buys back instantly because this Roshan cannot go down for free here. ITB, this one is too important. It could very well get them into the next round.
We'll see. ITB... they're in the Roshan. That gives the awkward fight the place to exist because the RP is just so easy inside the pit, right? So it might just be the chance that Spider Pigs were looking for to turn this around. This Roshan is also scary for ITB. ITB is trying to go up the stairs here. No pleb. He's respecting the high ground. Koma is showing himself, and Tanner might want to surprise him. The Empower could punish him here.
Oh no, Funny.
First, Funny after initiation. It's the Pulse Leader tank, but he's been destroyed. The Soulbind onto the Dragon, maybe that creates a kill as Antique, and they'll get it with the Basher thanks to Wukong's command, so at least get him and Tanner. And in fact, they want more. They want to go for low pleb. They stop the Timber Saw. That's not a real objective. Low pleb should be, but Koma will have to settle for this Timber Saw. Malik has the eye on this though.
Low pleb is farming.
He's capable of getting away. Low pleb, he's farming in the middle of this fight. Combo and Tornado. Now with the Cataclysm combo in the middle of the Ice Wall. Low pleb, he knows he can fight Koma head on. But now he might be thinking twice about this. Low pleb, he'll lose his first life. Koma is hitting anything that comes close to him.
There's Sonic, yes!
The RP finally hits. It's on the 2. Now the Skewer, but has to think of the Dragon Tail off, and they're actually gonna stop the Monkey King. He's dead. Koma's down. They have to run away. Quick, back to the trenches, SP. They can't fight the British any longer. They will take down Bill Pleb, but he buys back immediately. Spider Pigs is on the retreat. That's Antique, still on the hunt somewhat, but does not have the Dragon
Wait, they got noob.
And so he just goes with the Dragon Tail. He feels strong. But is he strong enough? Oh no, they might just lose Fishman here. Funnick is actually manning up. He tries to skewer him with the Soulbind. It's impossible. It's going to be a kill regardless. As in comes Old Pleb again, hoping for TNC. Then he will the silence onto this DK. He doesn't have the Dragon Tail just yet. Activates the BKB just to stun out Funnick, but Funnick is a bit too fast. And everyone from Spider Pigs will be capable of retreating, even getting a couple little counter kills along the way.
Well, not everyone, unfortunately, right? Koma is unable to make it out of that initial scrap.
Well, Monkey
with Wraith.
Well, yes. After that, after Koma.
With Wraith King buying back, though, this does open up Roshan. It's going to be a 4v3 momentarily. They can't get here fast enough. Or they might be able to get here fast enough. It's going to be a close one. As Funnick leading the charge. He doesn't have the RP for some time. Scan's going to find him. It's going to be even now the Invoker Sunstrike to pick him off. This bash is huge. That might be, yeah, I think Lil Pleb is going to make the call. They can't quite take this fight. Not willing to leave Roche too low. Otherwise, it might just be Snipe Slyrak now taken to the skies. It's Tanner having respawned. It's going to shift the balance here. We're going to have the AA back in 15, and it seems like Spider Pig, they've missed out on their opportunity to try and contest this Roshan. It will be falling. It is going to be going the way now of ITB.
Ends up being a really good use to the buyback and get the Roshan for free here. They didn't give the Aegis below Pleb. You know, you do have Reincarnation, but at this point without buyback, you're a bit unsafe on the Wraith King. And it seems like, honestly, in the mano-a-mano between Wraith King and Monkey King, at least while the Wukong's command is not up, if Monkey King has no steroids, he actually does lose it. But the steroids will change this. There's a fight going on, by the way. There's a fight in the river. There we go.
Big one.
Yeah, he can catch him. He's been silenced. That's the first light. He does 2 more.
He's got many more.
There's a skewer for the second one. That's an amazing skewer, actually. But Lil Pleb decides, yeah, you gave me this opportunity. I'll try to kill you as a result. Ice Blast comes in. That might actually annoy Bonic. Lil Invoker has the aim disc with the PKB. Wow. That's the second life. They gotta get the third one down. Fishman actually dies in the backline as Koma just sniped him thanks to the shard. He's too fast.
Yeah.
And Lil Pleb is forced to use the BKB to get away.
RP is onto 2. Oh no, he
RP?
pushes him, Funnick, no! Okay, but it's into the Wukong's command. Can we still turn it? Yes, the damage is insane, but he's got another reincarnation because he refreshed, and he's going to be coming back with full HP, nearly nuked down immediately though. Still chasing, another BKB charge. Can they get a bash in? Yes, Koma with the Abyssal Blade within range is going to get the dieback. 4 lives for Lil Pleb, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It was within a distance. It was on the welcome mat. It was about to be let in. It was coming home, but it's snatched away now by Koma. Gets 2 kills there in that fight. Whew.
That's tremendous. That's very good. Red King's down for 100 seconds. What are you going to do now? Like, seriously, what do you defend? He has no buyback. That's at least going to be 1 lane of Rax with the Alacrity.
At least. I mean, Alacrity, and of course, and Empower. Plus 300 casually here. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's the power
Even
of
the
buffs.
Solar Crest is buffing.
Okay, once again, they are going for 2 lanes. Again, they cannot get the Megas here. This is very similar to their play in game number 2, which I questioned at the time.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
just jumping on the Ironwood tree. What a cheeky play. By the way, is Hoodwink still holding on to the Ironwood tree? Unbelievable.
I mean, what else do you want to give it, right? The Ironwood Tour allows you for a guaranteed bushwhack. I honestly think it's the best item here.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
I love the 4 tier 4 items that I don't link with the tier 1. Like, I guess you can give her spider legs, but you already have scurry.
Yeah.
And give her the cooldown reduction.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't think he'd really want anything else here. Oh, by the way, Divine Rapier just delivered with a Penta Edge Sword for Koma and a DD rune. Oh no, that creep wave got absolutely obliterated. Yeah, look at this. Did you see this? Malik pinged it. He's like, something's not right here. Something is not right. This is the equivalent of you know, that scene. I've never seen Jurassic Park, but I assume there's a scene where they walk up and they find the big footprints of the T-Rex, and they're like, oh no, like we're in for something we might not be prepared for. That was the equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah. It is scary. This is scary. I don't know how you deal with the Monkey King now, honestly. Like, when the fight goes the way that Spider Pigz wants it to, or at least like the way they predict it to, if it's like an even fight I'd say the Monkey King wins that matchup with Alacrity, Solar Crest, and Power, and Divine Rapier now, right? Can Wraith King offer... He has to go for the Rapier himself. I don't think there's any other solution.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, and you know, a benefit of the Wraith King is that divine damage, of course, is not copied onto illusions. That would be the dumbest thing in the world, okay? Just a casual Sunstrike because they want to try and find Malik or Fishman. Gonna sidestep the Tornado though. I absolutely love this this kind of persona that Ancient Apparition has. He's slowly transforming from this tiny little, you know, popsicle into this big buff iceberg over time with more and more immortals that get added.
Yeah. That's true. That's why do you think A is getting picked again? It has nothing to do with... It's more to do with the cosmetics.
100%.
People start realizing, oh hey, AA actually is good because he looks buff now. Like, you don't want to pick a weak looking hero. Next time CM gets like a steroids injection, she's gonna get picked again. That's just all she needs, really.
Well, for now he's got the Aeon Disc, which is gonna help keep him alive a bit longer. In these fights, Ice Blast is pretty crucial here, being able to shut down what is now going to be just an obscene amount of healing off of Jingu. If we can get it off, is going to be so punishing. Not to mention, of course, the Satanic that'll be coming. Roshan Aegis, if it was still up, would be about to be reclaimed. So we're about to hit now the 3 to 6 minute window where Rosh will respawn. It seems like, once again, Avo, just like we had a 1:02 minute game, or sorry, an hour and 2 minute game last time, where INTB were able to get the reconnect and take the win. Seems like we might be in for another long game here.
Yeah, I think so. Might get to the 60 minutes for sure, I think. What items are we looking for if we go to 60 minutes? I think the only real big one, honestly, is like Pirate had Apex, so the 2 big ones I'm thinking about. Maybe
I
Sears
think
Stone
Mirror
actually
Shields
for
has got
sure.
some good usages for Spider Picks, not so much for ITB. I think if you can reflect the stun, if you can reflect the cold feet, if you can reflect a mana burn even.
Oh, actually, I would say Mirror Shield. Mirror Shield for the Wraith King actually a pretty big deal, because that way it blocks the Dark Portrait. Okay. Oh my god, what was that? Funnick, dude, what are you doing? This whole E4 stabs him like as a sign of sorry.
Just a moment of brevity, right? It's just a moment of brevity here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Apex still like pretty big. A Giant Swing actually for Wraith King.
Oh,
pretty
Giant
big
Swing
because
is,
it works
yeah,
like
that's
Apex
always
Swing.
what you want, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're a strength hero, for sure.
Hey.
You know, Wraith King would really benefit, by the way, from an Ags. He would love to get an Ags.
Yeah, he's actually not going for the Divine. He's
right now, obviously.
He's keeping it open. Of course, you can turn that Relic into the Demon Edge, but I think for now, the difficulty is more getting the Courier to the Secret Shop and not having the money.
I mean, the Nullifier, I think, is more valuable in your mono-mono against Monkey King, because you get rid of the Jingle Mastery, right, while you do it. And you get rid of the of like potential saves like Fuel Scepters, Wind Wakers, honestly, actually a reality now. The Ghost Scepters, etc. So I do find the Nullifier is actually a really good pickup here. I agree with the Divine Rapier though. I still think you need to get a Divine Rapier at some point, but maybe you feel like you still have the damage if you have enough control.
Once again, a very familiar sights as both teams will exchange high ground, setting up for the Roche fight. Vision set up by Spider Pigs. We'll see, actually, as they're being a little bit adventurous. ATZ, of course, now with this beautiful persona for DK, is able to just really walk over the edge. He still has Midas, by the way. Still using that, so plenty of gold in the inventory. But eventually, the creep waves are shoving just too hard, unfortunately, is the matter of the fact. So they are going to be forced back.
Yeah. And those Forge Spirits help a lot in that sense as well. I mean, those Forge Spirits are a form of what's being now called Ghost Push, right? Actually, nobody here has any source of Ghost Push except for the Invoker, really. You don't, I mean, I guess Illusion Escape and Calc, we don't have any Lunas, no TVs.
The way that Dino has been using the Ags, I would say he has it. Tanner? Yeah, he broke a smoke.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can consider the Dark Portrait degree a Ghost Push. Yeah,
Hold
sure.
on.
Dark Portrait and the Forge Spirits, and that's it.
Wow, LeBron.
No, he's like, no.
Yeah, LeBron, he started walking up there, and then the voice in his head said, maybe we turn around. We don't have any vision here, and it's a little scary up there.
Yeah, you don't go. You have Scurry, which is great when you have trees nearby, but if Deforestation has taught Dino or has taught LeBron anything, is that without
Fast
trees,
Roche,
squirrels die.
10 seconds.
Oh, wow. Fastest Roche. Even Ice Frog is pumped in this game.
He's pumped.
I like to imagine in my head that there's a special room in like,
in
in the Valve chambers where Ice Frog decides whenever Roche spawns, and that's all he does all day. He doesn't even do patch notes. He just tweaks things.
Oh my goodness, look at the damage this Raking Illusion is doing to the top. I mean, this is an illusion. Illusions aren't supposed to do this. Remember TI6? They supposedly removed this from the game, but he just took your tower. That thing did it 9.
Malik is having a serious chat with his team, and he's like, I think you have to disconnect. I feel like you're stronger on the enemy team than on our team right now.
On they goes, and down goes Roshan. In the meantime, they were a bit distracted trying to take down the Illusion, so they are not going to be able to contest this Roche whatsoever. Now there's an Ags, I believe, right, for Monkey King. He picked this up. He didn't have the Ags beforehand. Yeah, no way, because he was still saving up for, yeah, there's no way he farmed, what, 6,000 gold in this short amount of time. So he now has the Wukong Command soldiers as well. Wait a second, who's this, Tanner? What are you doing here? Back to class.
No. That's a freebie. That's a good one. That should not be happening here. I mean, Spider Pigs, I feel like they honestly really have this game now. With the Ags on Monkey King could just honestly stand near the racks for a bit and even get a huge push. There's the Wukong's command, you just stand near it.
Backdoor, though?
And how do you deal?
Yeah, it's...
who cares about backdoor? I have Rapier. Okay, there's Deaglyph.
Wait, I think you just go again, right?
I love that he alacrity.
Who's got the Refresher Shard?
No, because you have no Wukongs.
Okay.
No, it's not
Refresher Shard to Tino.
You wait for the Wukong,
see
and then you
this?
do it again. Oh, yeah, more Dark Portraits.
Guess so.
I like this.
Well, for now, it refuses to... And by the way, they can't just go all in on the top lane of barracks. It's not going to get them megas. They still need to do a little bit of damage here to the ranged barracks, which are not regenning, and bottom lane is constantly shoving in. So you might just get those if you're able to get, start a fight that's longer than 30 seconds, honestly. There they go, Funnick, leading them in. Got Refresher. Got the blink, cheese. He's built all about this RP right now. Not even bothering to pick up the horn toss, quite surprisingly, in my opinion. All right, so what's the play? 3 minutes until Aegis is reclaimed, right? 2.5 minutes until you have tier 5 neutrals. Do we look to flash farm maybe 1 or 2 neutrals and then just go all in while ITB are still trapped in the base and won't have that same opportunity? Some of those items are...
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, yeah, right? Some of those
he
items
just choked him out right now.
Game changers.
That's why I feel like this control they have over the triangle is so clever. Oh, they're actually going in. They're going to try to go for the rating first. BKB used. Wukong's command. There's the Cataclysm as
BKB
well.
on his first life.
Could be in trouble. He can't heal. He cannot deal with the monkey. I think he might just die in a second life immediately as well. 0 chances for Lil Pleb. Just an absolute destruction by Spider Pigs. Up the night. Yeah. They're going to go down right now.
Down for now.
As the Timbersaw tries to going in. But Tanner's gonna die as well. No chances. I mean, this Monkey King is leaving no prisoners. He's just massacring everything he sees. Someone stop him.
There it goes. There it goes. They just got Megas. Like I said, one fight longer than 30 seconds. That's all they needed. Monkey King just with way too much damage. Funnick didn't even hit the RP. It didn't land on anyone, just the threat of it. And now Noob, he's been gone on. Radial definitely blast though. We're going to buy him a bit of space. As now Dino looking for a second illusion here of Lil Pleb. He's going to have a bunch of best friends. Big RP this time around though into the Soul Bind, pushing him even further back than they were expecting. Kuma though right now fighting versus Malik. He's hit with the Ice Blast, so he's not lifestealing, but it doesn't matter a thing because he's got the kill. Lil Pleb has respawned. He's going to be able to lifesteal now even without the Aegis. As Funnick dragging one back yet again, Lil Pleb displaced. He's being beat up by 2 of his own illusions, and they call it GG. Well played. ITB are going to be eliminated by the Spider Pigs. It took, what, 3.5 hours, but they got the job done. Take the 2-1 victory.
I absolutely love that Flooding decided to whiff like 2 or 3 RPs in the early mid game, and then when it counts, usually when players actually start to get nervous and they actually whiff RPs, like fuck it, he's like, screw it, I got it. I'm gonna hit all my RPs, I'm gonna hit all my skewers, I'm gonna make 0 mistakes. Flooding was so on point in this late game. Absolute god. Really, really impressive play by Funnick in this late game. Of course, all of Spider Pigs, I think, played an incredible game. I feel like the draft also helped them, as we mentioned in the early game. I didn't love Into the Breach's draft as much because of the core-to-core matchup was really difficult. And, of course, later on, it was really tough to really propose these team fights for Into the Breach, as you had a frontliner, but no real initiator compared to Spider Pigs having the Magnus. And that really made a difference in the late game, where tanks don't matter as much. Nothing is really that tanky, but initiation is huge. And particularly long stuns like the RP are too important.
Are you seeing this post-game right now? Look how positive this post-game is. And let's just take a step back and explain what happened in this series, because we've now got a lot of refugees,
please do.
a bunch of Dota fiends, as I think the main series has ended. Game 2. I mean, catch us up, Avo, here, as we'll come back to cameras just a bit everyone to do for the day, as this is going to wrap up our day of coverage here.
So, in case you guys don't know the teams at all, Into the Breach is a British org. They do have 2 British players, but they're a team of Europeans in general, right? And Spider Pig's another team of, honestly, pretty mixed bag of Europeans. Though they call themselves Serbian because they have, I think, 2 players, right?
I think so.
That's it. But yeah, but in general, mostly Balkan team as well. But a couple of the players, or one of the players, Low Pleb from Into the Breach, their carry actually used to play with Spider Pigs. He left, but they left on good terms, and you could tell this whole match there was some really nice banter between the both teams. I mean, honestly, both teams just have been performing pretty well in the close qualifiers. Into the Breach, honestly, kudos to them for making it this far. I'm really excited to see the next season. Spider Pigs looking really good towards the end of last season. They were level up before this, and they lost the org due to some issues. I'm not going to get into that, but now they're Spider Pigs again. And, I mean, they gave a Liquid a run for their money. They've actually been doing really well in these close qualifiers, and they even played really well these games. The first game was almost a stomp by Spider Pigs. They outplayed Into the Breach. Second game, Into the Breach really brought it back. It was incredible. Particularly Malik played a game out of his mind on that axe. It was amazing. He even disconnected, didn't really matter. He actually came back in time to bring it back.
Yeah, but that pause was what, 25 minutes? It's a long pause, right? And just Spider Pigs the entire time, very patient, even giving him tips on how to get connected via his mobile hotspot. That's what I wanted to highlight here. And even, I mean, but game 3 then? Game 3?
Yeah, game 3. I mean, you guys saw
Yeah.
it, right? It was honestly a constant back and forth. I think Spider Pigs played to their strengths early and to the late game. Into the Breach played really well with their mid-game power spikes. But in the end, the draft just did them no favors. When you're playing a draft that has a window opportunity that will close at some point, and your draft is push, but it's not like a Lesh push, right? It's like a DK push, which is okay, but it's not fast. It's not like Luna or Lesh who can take objectives as soon as you finish a fight. It was tough for them to really utilize this into the late game. And once DNZ got the Dark Portrait, it was over pretty much. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sad to watch Into the Breach go because I was very impressed with the performance these close qualifiers. But I'm very happy to see Spider Pigs continue because I'm a fan of this team. I was a fan of Level Up when RTO was in it. I think Koma has actually fit into the team really, really well. I loved him on Windstrike, which is when I got to know him as Aggressive Child, right? Was Aggressive Child his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now on Spider Pigs, he's looking great. He's fitting with a team. Spider Pigs is just all lads, dude. You can't dislike DNZ LeBron. They're genuinely lads.
Yeah.
They've been in the tier 2 scene for forever. They're super wholesome. They make tweets supporting each other. Noob is like the up-and-coming pro. It's a great team of players.
100%. Yeah, I think Noob is one of the players, one of the especially mid laners, if we want to just hyper focus on that to keep your eye out in the Western European region. Up and coming, regardless of the results here for Spider Pigs. Congrats, they're moving on to round 4 to face. I'm not sure who won or lost the other series, so I won't comment on that quite yet. But that is going to do it for us here, as we're all finished, and that's already round 3 done. So I think now we've got our winner bracket finals, and we've got semifinals tomorrow starting for the Western European TI10 qualifiers. Date and the time, well, dates and location, rather, is set in Romania in October. We still have 2 more teams to figure them out, and we're starting to whittle them away. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on Line B throughout the day. You can find Avo and myself bright and early in the morning for the first series over on the main channel. So on behalf of Alvaro and myself, thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow when the qualifiers resume. Until then.